Looking to strengthen your brand and maximize social media to do so? Then you need to sign up for the Green Banana Virtual Summit, taking place on Thursday, July 22nd. Hosted by Green Banana Social's founder, Charity Gibson, you'll get a chance to learn from social media expert and best-selling author Gina Schreck, special guest MC Adrian Pinnock, and an amazing keynote from digital futurist Brian Fanzo. And you'll have a chance to become part of a great learning community. Head on over and register at charityg.com and use the promo code THRIVELOUD to save $100 on the registration fee. That's the Green Banana Summit, July 22nd. Strengthen your brand and then tell the world about it.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to pull rank on you. I don't want to have to do this, but I'm with the mattress police. There are no tags on Lou Diamond's mattresses. Plenty of stains, but no tags.
It's time to take an inside look at those that are taking their lives, their businesses, and their passions to the next level. Get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, connecting you to the most inspiring and amazing people that are thriving each and every day. I'm your host, Lou Diamond. Today on Thrive Loud, we have the marketing ninja. You know, that is all I need to say right now. I don't need to go into any more bio because we're going to cover it in this amazing conversation with a name like that. Thrive Loud listeners, Manuel Suarez. Manuel, how are you today?
I'm super excited to be here, Lou. I appreciate it very much for having me.
I'm excited to have you. Listeners need to know that he's got some of the coolest. He's in a new studio. He's got one of the coolest logo things you've ever seen behind his head. We'll make sure we put it in the podcast art there. I love the Ninja Lab. We're in the Ninja Lab and I'm talking to the marketing ninja. So what I want to do, Manuel, is bring our listeners up to speed. If you could, first of all, how did you become this expert in the marketing space? Let's give a little bit of a rewind of your career so people understand where you came from, and then we'll pick it up from there. Sound like good? You don't have to go all the way back. You don't know go all the way back to birth. I want you to go back just to the part that you.
We don't have enough time, Lou. I don't want to bore you with that. We definitely got a lot to talk about, but
yeah,
I'll keep it simple. In my case, self-proclaimed marketing ninja. I don't have a title from a university, or nobody told me I should call myself that. It's
I'm calling you that from now on. It's
well, I actually have a podcast myself called the Facebook Marketing Ninja, and I've been for about a decade now, Lou. I've been looking at opportunities and figuring out how to ride these opportunities. One of those first opportunities that I encountered was the Facebook opportunity when people didn't even know there was such a thing as Facebook marketing. So I jumped all over that opportunity, and I've been leveraging that to grow a few of my businesses. I have two main businesses. One of them is my marketing agency called AGM, stands for Attention Grabbing Media. We're here in our brand new premises. Nobody has moved into this place except myself because I don't have a lot of patience. We got 78 staff on the company, and we've been growing aggressively. We take over e-commerce accounts, Amazon accounts. We do influencer, take their influencer game to the next level. We have a lot of like VIPs and celebrities. And for example, Damon John is a client of ours, and one of the keto kings in the world we live in, Dr. Eric Berg, who has millions and millions of subscribers and followers in social media. We built that guy up from 5 years ago to today. One of our first clients that we had, and one of our biggest clients still today. And then my biggest client in my agency is also my brand, my business, and that's called Natural Slim. We have an international business. This year we're on track to do 75 mil internationally. And we're going to do 50 just in the US, 25 in other countries that we're at. We have a great business model, and the agency is built on that model of taking somebody that has a great message, great content, a great personal brand, and making it widespread and building a brand around that person. I like to call them unicorns, people that that have a very unique ability to communicate. Maybe they're not the best at marketing, but that's where I come in. I take those unicorns and I help them spread their message far and wide. My agency, my own path to where I'm at today, which is an 8-figure a year business. At this point, as a marketing agency, we started with my own personal brand, and I've been doing webinars and seminars and all these things. Now, to make it very simple, how did I get to where I'm at today with no career, with no degrees, being an ex-criminal, ex-drug addict, and so on? Necessity level, Lou. I mean, I found myself in a very tough spot, a lot of darkness back in 2008, being one of the last persons on the planet to buy a property in the real estate boom, and the market collapsed in the USA. And I found myself without a job, without money, and having to declare bankruptcy and having to reinvent myself. That was the beginning of all of it for me. A process of like, oh my God, so it's not just about me. And I now have 3 children that if I don't make it, they don't make it. So I got to do something about this. At that point, I didn't know I had a marketing potential. I didn't know I had any skills whatsoever. I knew I could probably make some eggs, and I knew I could probably I shoot some hoops and play some tennis because I had that skill. But in the professional world, in the business world, I had zero clue on how to succeed in it. And that has been a process that is still going on, Lou. It's a self-discovery process that along the way you get to higher and higher levels. And we can talk on and on and on for hours about this, Lou, but that's basically the beginning. That process of asking myself, I got to do something. What should I do to get myself out of this condition? I had a lot of failures and I found something that worked. And then I scaled aggressively that thing that worked.
I love it. We had a guest on the show, Michael Brody Waite, who wrote a book called Great Leaders Live Like Drug Addicts. And it's actually a really interesting thing. It's a similar, there's this term that we talked about on that episode, which was about an extreme mindset. And in the sense that his big joke was on the interview was, he's like, look, either I was going to befriend you or I was going to rob you. And that was the state of where he was over about 18 years ago. And after getting clean, he shifted that whole thing into the way that he operates a business because of the sense of urgency and living in the moment. And he talked about that entrepreneurs are in that almost extreme way of working to basically scratch it out and deal with it. And it's actually, as he said, an incredible competitive advantage.
Absolutely. There's one word, Lou, that it also describes it really well. And that word has had a negative connotation forever, and that is obsession. Yeah. It's obsession. I don't see something negative in this word. I love being obsessed. I love being obsessed with success and conquering different areas of the world so you can live the life that you want to live. It's a very important attitude to have towards life. Necessity level, having a need to survive, day after day, and combined with obsession, meaning you want to be great, you want to compete, you want to beat your advisors, your adversaries. You want to do all of that to win in this world around us, and those are good qualities that we all have that wants to succeed.
Let's talk about this work that you're doing, because I think it's kind of unique. The world, and this is one of the challenges I'm very curious to hear your 2 cents on, and that is when you are helping these companies get their message out via social media. There's ways to make them successful and drive things in. And there's also things that you're fighting. And I say this, that you're fighting is there are algorithms and constant changes going on in the larger platforms, Amazon, Facebook, each one of these places, and where you're marketing people. Talk about how your team maybe deals with trying to ride the wave, your words here, and make sure that you maximize those opportunities with an ever-changing environment that's constantly needing you to be on your toes. I think our listeners would appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a great question. It never stops, right? It's back in the day, you used to be able to do a university degree, and you should be okay working for the rest of your life with that education. You get that degree, you hang it on the wall, and people are going to keep on giving you a job, and you have a skill that you have mastered. Not in this world. In this world, that degree becomes absolutely worthless a year or two after you're done with it, because it changes too fast and you got to be on the ball. I'm an optimist by nature. I always have been an optimist. I always look for the silver linings in dark clouds. And trust me, I've gone through a lot of dark clouds. And there's a lot of people that are pessimists, right? So social media tends to be a place where the pessimists get together, they congregate. And there's a lot of that happens in the platform. So you get to see all the negativity of the world and the economy and the governments and the people and the drama and the pandemonium and the pandemic and the COVID-19, all those things that are happening. But if you stay focused on optimism and what things you can actually control, instead of complaining that, oh my God, Apple and Facebook are going to battle and I'm going to just sit here in a corner and cry all day long. Instead of being that person, and you look at, okay, what are the opportunities in this market? You take over those opportunities. It's about adjusting quick. You got to be on the ball, right? So there, some of these things, these companies, it's incredible. We got 7-something billion people on the planet, and we have 10 freaking platforms that capture the entire attention of the planet.
Sure.
Just go ahead and grab those numbers and put them on a whiteboard. All right. Put a number 10 and then put 7 billion with all the zeros that it carries with it. All right. And you'll understand the intensity of the control of attention that these 10 people have created, right? The Steve Jobs of the world, the Mark Zuckerberg of the world, all these guys that have these major platforms, they control so much attention. So you cannot do anything about the changes they do. You have to adjust to these changes, and you got to make sure that you are on the ball, because as much as you complain, I mean, Lou, tell me, what does complaining do to you? I mean, how can it really help you? Some people justify it, and they will come back and they will say all kinds of things about, like, well, yeah, it just makes me feel better. I want to be able to vent and talk about the things that I can't control. But Lou, that's the attitude of losers.
Totally agree.
In reality, right? Like, so instead of complaining, I look at, for example, oh my God, well, just a few weeks ago, Apple basically pulled the plug, and they said, you guys are screwed. All right. Facebook, Google, Pinterest, all of you guys, anybody that wants to provide data as to what's happening when somebody leaves your your platform, you're screwed. It's over. All right. It's actually 50% of the population here in the US. You are now going to be blind in the world of social media. I don't think people understood how big of a deal this was, because we as marketers, I myself, whenever I open my iOS 14.5 and I open an app and it tells me, do you want to allow the app to track you? What do I say? I say, absolutely. I want you to track me. Please serve me ads that I want. All right. Please tell me, how can I get better with marketing? How can I get more products that I like? Don't serve me makeup ads. If you still need to serve me ads, please serve me something that's relevant. But let me tell you one thing. The great majority of the population will not be like me, will not be like you. So because of that, you got to know that it's going to be devastating to these platforms. So what do? Do we sit in a corner and cry? No. We get proactive and we come up with systems to try to circumvent the devastating effects that this is going to have to a lot of small businesses. In my case, what am I doing in this particular moment? I'm really, really focused on building my own list. An obsession of controlling that customer journey now is more important than ever, because if you just go to direct to consumer ads and try to get them from Facebook and Instagram directly to your website, that's Shopify or whatever you may have going on, well, you're going to be blind. You're not going to know if those ads are working. Sure, people are still going to probably buy. A lot of them will, but it will affect that overall entire scene, because now Facebook is not going to know. They're not going to be able to create audiences for people that are like those buyers. They're not going to be able to tell you that your ads are performing good. You're not going to have evidence of the ROI and so on. So that's going to happen. So what do? We control the customer journey. So you can use a platform like, for example, ManyChat, or you can use a platform like Klaviyo or Infusionsoft or whatever it is, your favorite platforms, and build audiences in this world and nurture and provide value. All it is, Lou, it's going to be a separation between the lazy marketers and lazy business owners to the professionals that really know how to control that journey. That's all it is. So we're all going to be okay. I'm staying optimist. I'm seeing great results still. Things are steamrolling. So it really depends on what side of the equation you are at, because on the other side, people start complaining. We got the Debbie Downers, we got the negative people, we got all these guys, right, that are like crying on the corner. It's good for us because they start putting money on the sidelines. They start like saying, oh, wow, we're not going to spend any money. I'm done giving money to these platforms because it's not going to work. Let me just go and buy a freaking billboard sign. And they go to something else, right? That is like 1987 marketing all over again, right? So we're not going that direction. We are jumping all over the opportunity. I see this as an opportunity. This is where the market shakes up. And real marketers and real brands stick around. And some of the ones that were like the fake entrepreneurs succeeding just with the opportunities and the booming economy, they start to wash away. That's the way I see it.
It's interesting. I see it actually, the second and third party data providers, those that have the data who are selling it, have just gone back into business even more so than they have before. That's where I see it, is because what will happen is people are going to want to purchase, buy, and get certain lists to be able to target even more than they were before, which is, I think, what was happening. That's like the ability to utilize cookies are going away, the ability to scan with your messages, and obviously, as you've just mentioned so perfectly, the control of the 10 companies that are there and how you navigate through it. It's going to be a different strategy for each of them, and that's where I was going with. Whether it's your own client, you're the biggest clients there, you're figuring out the strategies to help people move through this. How do you find the solutions that work best for you, those specific clients, those that come to you? What's the key things that you've been seeing of late that you've been helping with it, that your organization does better than most? That kudos and being on the ground. What do you do to be creative?
The philosophy is quite similar from brand to brand. I do service a lot of people that have a very unique ability to create content. We are doubling down on that ability. Dr. Burks of the world, the Damon Johns of the world. My father, he passed away a couple of months ago, but he's a content unicorn. He was thousands of videos, millions of subscribers. He was basically the horse, the jockey behind our content for the Natural Slim brand. We are doubling down. We're opening up new platforms. We're leveraging the social media attention that we get just from these organic channels. And anybody, no matter who you are, we are trying to make everybody understand, Lou, that they have something that they can provide to the world. Meaning, if you have a business, you have a superpower. That superpower is your ability to change the life of somebody for the better. In the world of marketing, my superpower is that I can teach people how to succeed in this environment, and I can create a strategy, and I don't even need to know much about your business. I can tell you exactly what you need to do. That's my superpower. Other people have health superpowers. Other ones have like tax superpowers, and they have information on how to be able to save money on taxes. And it doesn't matter what it is, right? You have a superpower. So I'm telling to everybody, no matter what that is, you got to structure a strategy that's going to help you penetrate these platforms. And that could be your face, that could be written content, that could be like articles, that could be no matter what that is, but something has to be done. And we had to double or triple down on that particular strategy. And then we all have to build a lead generation process. And we all need the same thing, whether you need patients to walk into your clinic, or whether you need to sell more products of your e-commerce channel, or whether you need to get more subscribers of your Netflix type program that you have recurring revenue. It doesn't matter what that is. You need more people that could potentially join whatever your products and services are. It's the name of the game. For ages, it's all about, you've been hearing people talk about this in the world of marketing forever. The money is in the list. Well, I'll go a little bit beyond that, and I'll say the money is in what you do with your list, right? Because it's not just about generating audiences that you can put on your list, whether that's a subscriber on email or on Messenger, or about to be launched Instagram direct messages automation, or WhatsApp. And no matter what that is, once you bring them in, you got to show your superpower, and you got to show to these people how you can help them Whether you are a content unicorn or you have a great brand that helps them solve a problem, you want to just make sure that people come into your world, you provide that value, you educate, you nurture, you give them an experience about your brand, and that's going to lead them to them being interested in buying something from you. It's like, I like to describe it as you're earning a right to sell something. That's what I like exactly. It's like back in 1990s, 1980s, even early 2000s, in the evolution of the whole internet and before the evolution, it used to be super normal that you would just go direct to consumer and say, hey, buy my XYZ product because my XYZ product is going to help you resolve this particular problem that you have. So go ahead and buy it. I'm not going to give you any value. Actually, you are going to be lucky if I get a chance to serve you with my products and services. It's entitlement. That entitlement is gone. You got to earn right now your position. And that's how the way that you earn it is with building that particular journey that provides a ton of value. And putting your head down, Lou, you put your head down and you do it over and over again. And you stop worrying about, hey, I just started with this yesterday and I'm not getting any traction yet. And nobody's buying my products yet. It's really a long-term game. And if you really want to make it, you got to have the right attitude about it and just be in it for the long haul.
First of all, condolences, obviously, on the passing of Frank Suarez, your father, obviously, and thousands of videos, possibly on all this parts, on all the stuff he's been doing. So continuing the entrepreneurial spirit, obviously, going through in your world and your family, and that's what you bring to the table. I love asking Manuel this question. You've been thriving. Look at you. You got 8-figure business, international, constantly on the go. The most kick-ass studio, eventually illegally co-opting into the building, even though he's not supposed to be there. By the time this airs, it'll be okay.
That's right.
Which means on most days, Manuel, you are thriving. However, there are days when we're not quite kicking on all cylinders. When you have trouble thriving, what practice do you seek, or what individual do you seek out to get yourself back on the thriving track?
Wow, what a great question. It happens to me all the time, Lou. I can tell you, I haven't been feeling like thriving in the last 2.5 months. My father was the center of my world, and I have been revolving around him. He was a son. I will rotate around him for ages. We built this business together, and whoa, it's a very tough time to answer that right now. It's not usual for me to be going for this, but it's my process right now is to work. What gets me out of it is production. Nothing like production, Lou. Being here, talking to you, talking about business, marketing, getting my team running. I have at this point a lot of human beings that depend on what I do and what I keep creating on this business. Natural Slim has 350 staff internationally. AGM, my company, has almost 80 staff. So I'm talking about 430 human beings that consider me their leader, that if I am not up to par, if I'm not feeling I'm rolling on all cylinders, everybody feels it. That's the power of a real leader. And I'm sure you know that really well, Lucas. You talk to a lot of people. A real leader creates a massive effect. It ripples for ages, right? It just goes throughout the organization. And when that person is not there or when they're not feeling good, everybody feels it. In my case, duty, I would tell you my 2 words would be duty and responsibility. I snap out of it and I get to work because I know I have to do it because I have too many people that are depending on my activity and my leadership to keep on moving forward. Too many families. You think about 350 plus 80, 430 people times whatever family members they have. It's a lot of human beings that really do depend on what they get from this organization every week. So duty drives me. I get back to work. I think I'm doing better now. And my dad passed on February 25th of, and I'll show you this, this little picture right here, right? Like, so this guy right here is my dad. All right. So He was a very, very special guy, right? Like a warrior, hardworking. And he did this for many years. And he was a great example of leadership, an absolute unicorn, not only as a content creator, but as a human being, right? So when I think about that, so it's been very difficult for the last 75 days or so, not having him. It was an unexpected event that occurred on that day, on February 25th. So I think I probably cried, I would say, for 60 days in a row. For some reason or another, something happened. Boom, a trigger. The way that I get out of it, it's always thinking about my responsibility and my duty over my group. And also because I know nothing makes me feel better than producing and getting some positive things to occur around me.
First of all, thank you for sharing that thought for the, the bond of, having a leader like your dad. And I think this is important, and I'm sure you'll go through this because it is still fresh within you. The sun that you revolved around in one regard, but you are the sun. Don't think that you don't have your own star power there as well. And you'll take the best of what he's given you on this planet and probably make it even better. So I'm sure he's looking down and knows that you will deliver. And I think also those people who, you're very concerned in making sure you deliver, believe in you and care about you too. So make sure you take care of yourself too, man.
Appreciate that.
Do what you got to do to take care of you, because that's only going to make you thrive even more, because you've already been doing it. Keep that engine rocking and rolling, right? Sometimes you got to slow down and speed back up again. So
that's right.
Be good, man. Take care of yourself. Yeah. And as we were joking before, drink more water.
Yeah. That's right.
Let's do this. I want to do the admin part of the show because I want to get to Fun Street with you. Share with the listeners all the places people can learn about all the Marketing Ninja stuff you got. Your websites, from AGM to your stuff. We will put it all in the show notes, but it gets way more engagement when they hear it directly from you.
Absolutely. So I talk about, one of the major subjects that I talk about is the word omnipresence, which is if you want to succeed in the social media world, you got to be everywhere, which means that I walk my talk. All right. I am pretty much everywhere. Even places that I don't like I've never really been a big fan of Twitter, and I'm there.
Me neither. I know. Right? And I'm there too. It's not my thing, I guess.
That's right. It's not my thing, but you're going to find me everywhere. I'm either Mr. Manuel Suarez, because Manuel Suarez was not available. For example, Instagram, Mr. Manuel Suarez. YouTube, you're going to just search Manuel Suarez. And I know there's a random Manuel Suarez doing really bad content. So if you search for my name, which is MANUELSUAREZ, you'll find a random dude with bad content, and then you'll find me. So that will be an easy no-brainer.
The links directly. We'll direct them, but thank you for that.
That's right. LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm doing great content there. I have my podcast. That's we do a lot of content on the podcast. I'm pumping out everything that I know is going to provide value. It's always in there. So we do about 3 episodes a week. It's called the Facebook Marketing Ninja Podcast. Any major podcast app is going to be there. And it's a great place for you guys to learn marketing, social media marketing, and getting in control of these particular platforms is what I like to talk about every day. And so just look me up. If you guys want to read some articles about the subject, you can go to manuelsuarez.com also. And if you want to learn about what our agency does and how we help brands and businesses, agmagency.com is a website. It's a place to go to.
You the man. And for the listeners out there that didn't get a chance to hear my dog pumping in the sound there, we're going to edit that out. Dog's having a field day. He's like, I want to talk to Manuel.
I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear on my side.
Yeah, it's okay. With that, my friend, you want to go down Fun Street with me here on Thrive Loud? I know you could use a little dose of fun. This is a guy who's working so hard. I want to get into the fun with Manuel right
Let's
here.
Do
That's
it.
what I want to do.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. Do you have a movie of late or over time that's one of those that you love to rewatch, or is one of your favorite movies?
I've historically answered that question with, but I think the answer is getting old already. And I think my favorite movie of all time is still Braveheart.
Yeah.
It's such a classic, right? At this point, I watch it and my kids are, because I have 4 kids, right? And they say, Dad, why are we going to watch this extremely old movie? That's like, it doesn't even make any sense anymore.
Don't you hate when you hear that?
I know, right? I'm like, but guys, you guys got to know, they don't make these movies anymore, right? They're so good. They don't care. I can't convince them of that. So that's the safe answer always. I always was a huge fan of The Godfather for sure.
Yeah.
Also, those are movies that I can rewatch over and over again. And I never get tired of them. That's for sure.
Leaders and family doesn't surprise me. So
That's right. That's right.
Okay, the way we do this little speed round thing, and you're pretty quick with this stuff. I'm going to ask you something. I want the first thing that comes to your mind. These are things that lift you up, make you feel good, motivate you, in some cases, make you thrive. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
A song that you love to hear of late that's like your jam or that pumps you up.
There's a song that I was actually listening to this morning, and that is Rihanna and Mickey Elko.
Okay.
And it's called Stay.
Yeah, I like it.
Such a deep song with so much emotions. And that really gets me pumped. That's for sure. It's a very like emotional song, and you can feel it when they're singing that song. I've been listening to that song for a while. It's probably one of my favorites of all time. But just this morning, it came back to my life. So perfect timing for the show today.
I like it. A favorite food that's not a dessert.
Favorite food's not dessert. I'm gonna say tostones. You know what tostones are?
Oh, I do.
I'm from Puerto Rico, so it's a big deal. I'm not supposed to have them a lot, but because they're not like slimming foods, and I have a brand called Natural Slim. I got to try to keep an example, right? But it's absolutely delicious, man.
You're allowed to, cheat every now and then. A favorite dessert.
Favorite dessert. I'm very healthy. Very, very healthy. All right. And I'm very into my biggest clients are nut freaks in a big way. So I have, for example, Dr. Eric Berg it's one of my biggest clients. He is keto expert. I've been working with him for 5 years. So this is ingrained in my head. So my desserts are all keto friendly desserts. I buy a special ice cream that they sell in Costco, which is 100% keto. And I think the entire bar has like 2 grams of carbs or something like that. It makes you feel like you're really, really having ice cream. It's a pretend sensation.
Pretend ice cream. I like that. But I'm going to Costco tomorrow, so I'm checking this out.
Check it out. It's actually, you're literally eating fat. All right. And it somehow tastes nice. So it's an interesting effect. I recommend it.
An activity you wish you did more of.
Tennis. I'm a big tennis player. I love tennis since I was 7 or 8 years old. I'm trying to work myself up to playing more again.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
An activity you wish you did less of.
Change diapers.
That's a good one.
I gotta say that one. I mean, I have this is
how old are your kids? How old are your children?
Exactly. I was gonna go there, right? So my oldest son is 14, and then I had a 12-year-old, and I had I have a 10-year-old. And that was my family for a very long time. And I have a 16-year marriage. So I've been around with the same woman for almost half my life at this point. And then we got a bonus. We got a blessing. She's going to turn 1 tomorrow. Tomorrow is a 1-year birthday.
All right.
But she's a little angel, but still changing diapers, man. Come on, man. I'm a grown man. I thought it was a little bit closer to having grandkids soon already. I literally thought that I was closer to that, right? And then suddenly like, hey, surprise, we're having a new baby. A reboot. That's baby number 4.
If I would snap my fingers, Manuel, and you can go anywhere in the world. Where are you?
Puerto Rico, man. There's a place called Dorado, and Dorado Beach.
Yeah.
It's interesting what's happening over there because entire island real estate is plummeting, right? The value of the properties, it's an absolute mess. But Dorado is skyrocketing. 4, 7, $10 million properties. Absolutely gorgeous place. Incredible paradise in Earth. Something special.
Yeah. I've actually been. I know it well.
Yeah.
This has been spectacular. Manuel Suarez here on Thrive Loud, the Marketing Ninja. We're going to put all the links and where to go. Continued success for all your businesses. Keep helping these companies by grunting it out, making that work go. And thank you for everything that you do, man. You're bringing people up to a level. And I think these people that work in your organization should be only so proud of what a great leader you've been. So thanks, man, for coming on the program today.
I appreciate it. It's been such an honor, Lou. I really, really appreciate you having me here. It's been great.
You got it, Manuel. And to all of our listeners out there, thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep thriving onward and upward. And remember, be brief, be bright, be gone.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with your host, Lou Diamond. Check us out on the web at thriveloud.com and follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at Thrive Loud. And check us out on the Good Pods app at Thrive Loud, where you can follow, listen, and connect directly to Lou and all of the Thrive Loud episodes. Thanks for listening.